What if today is the day before your breakthrough? Think about it, this very day, the one that feels just like all the others. The one filled with the same familiar weight, the same nagging doubts, the same exhaustion that settles deep in your bones. It's the day where the finish line seems impossibly distant, a mirage in a desert of effort. You've been climbing for so long, your hands are raw, your spirit is weary, and the summit is still shrouded in clouds. The voice of reason, or what sounds like it, whispers that it's time to turn back, to conserve your energy, to accept that you've given it your all. It tells you that this is the sensible choice. But what if that voice is wrong? What if tomorrow holds everything you've been waiting for? What if, just over that next ridge, the one you can't quite see, lies the dawn? A sunrise so magnificent it erases the memory of the darkest night. Tomorrow could be the day the phone rings with the news you've been praying for. The day the door you've been knocking on finally swings open. It could be the moment the pieces click into place, the chaos resolves into a beautiful pattern, and you finally understand why every single step, every stumble, and every tear was necessary. Everything you've worked for is waiting just a few short hours away. But you give up today? Imagine the profound, quiet tragedy of that. To walk away from the field moments before the hidden treasure is unearthed, to turn your back on the horizon just as the sun begins to crest. You would never know how close you were. You would carry the weight of that. What if for the rest of your life, a ghost of a future you almost had? All that pain, all that effort, all that resilience, rendered meaningless because the final ounce of faith was withheld. Today feels the hardest because you are the closest. The darkness is most profound just before the dawn. So I ask you again, with everything hanging in the balance, what if you give up today? You think nobody cares? Look closer. The right people just haven't seen the real you yet. Don't quit before they do. Right now, the storm feels endless, a constant downpour. But remember, storms don't last forever. Your sun is coming. You feel stuck? Remember, even the hardest ground can't stop new life from breaking through. Neither can your pain stop your growth. What if your best days are still ahead? Don't rob yourself of that chance by quitting too soon. There is a voice, a whisper that sometimes grows into a roar, that tells you the struggle is a sign of weakness. It points to the sweat on your brow, the ache in your bones, the sheer, crushing weight of the load you carry, and calls it failure. But look closer. That is not the face of weakness. That is the face of defiance. It is the grit of someone who refuses to surrender to the gravity of their circumstances. You are not weak for struggling. You are in the very act of fighting a battle that many would have already conceded. Every moment you continue to push, to climb, to simply hold on, is a testament to a power you may not even recognize in yourself. And what is survival if not the ultimate form of strength? It's not always a triumphant roar. More often, it's the quiet, stubborn refusal to break. Think of the ancient weathered tree that has faced countless storms. It is not unscarred. Its branches are twisted, its bark is rough, but its roots run deeper than any storm could ever reach. It stands not in spite of the storms, but because of them. They have forced it to anchor itself more firmly, to grow in ways it never would have otherwise. Your survival is the same. The challenges you have faced have not diminished you. They have carved you into a monument of resilience. You are strong for surviving. This strength is not always a solitary burden. Sometimes, the most profound act of power is to admit you cannot do it alone. It is the courage to reach out a hand from the darkness, and the grace to take the one that is offered. In these moments of connection, we are reminded that our individual struggles are part of a universal human story. We are not islands. We are part of a vast, interconnected forest, supporting each other against the wind. And so, with this strength forged in struggle, rooted in survival, and amplified by connection, you move forward. Do not mistake the journey for a single heroic leap. It is a series of steps, one after another, each one an act of faith, each one a declaration that you were made for more than the valley of despair. And every step you take proves you were made to rise, not to fall. You are ascending. Just as the sun inevitably breaks over the highest mountain peaks, casting out the shadows of the longest night, your time to rise is not a question of if, but when. The light is finding you. You were built for the dawn. Think of the immense pressure you have endured. The weight of expectation, the relentless force of adversity, the crushing silence of your darkest hours. It felt like it was designed to shatter you, to grind you into dust. But look closer. Within the heart of that crucible, something extraordinary was happening. You were not being destroyed. You were being defined. Every challenge, every setback was a force of compression, crystallizing your spirit, carving new facets of strength and resilience you never knew you possessed. That pressure wasn't your enemy. It was the artist. It was the force that revealed the unbreakable core within. You were not made to break. You were forged in the depths, but you were never meant to stay there. Your destiny is not in the darkness, but in the vast, open sky. Now is the time to shed the weight of yesterday's battles, to release the anchors of regret and fear that have held you tethered. Feel that gentle, persistent pull from within. It is the call to ascend, to leave the ground behind and see the world from a new vantage point. From up here, the tangled paths that confused you form a beautiful, intricate pattern. The obstacles that seemed insurmountable look like mere pebbles on a vast landscape. This is more than an escape. It is an elevation of your entire being. You are made to rise. And in this moment of clarity, on this new plateau of existence, do not mistake this piece for a final destination. This is not the end of your journey. This is the starting line. All the breaking, the forging, the rising, it has all led you to this sacred ground. Here, in the fertile soil of your own hard-won wisdom, you hold a single precious seed. It contains the blueprint for a future you can now consciously create. A future of purpose, of joy, of profound growth. This moment is a blank canvas, an unwritten page, a quiet dawn pregnant with the light of 1,000 new suns. And this is only the beginning. So please, do not falter now. Do not look back and long for the familiar struggle, or look ahead and shrink from the vastness of your own potential. Continue to walk this path. Continue to tend to that seed. Why? Because your story, the complete, unfiltered narrative of your transformation, is a gift the world desperately needs. Your survival is a testament. Your resilience is a lesson. Your scars tell a tale of battles won. And your light is a beacon for those still lost in the dark. Someone, somewhere, is waiting to hear that it's possible to withstand the pressure. They need to see that it's possible to rise from the ashes. They need to know that a new beginning is not a fairy tale. Don't give up, because the world needs your story.